Okay. Okay. Not bad.
He's just too good. He can do it. There's no way he can. Yeah. The posture. We can prove.
What a throw. Ready, get set, go! Okay, gentlemen, we'll take a break. Be back tomorrow for the final event, the long jump. Remember, in order for you to qualify for the international team, you must at least win one event. Tomorrow is your last chance. Tomorrow is your last chance.
Are you going to crouch there in defeat, or would you rather trot on victory?
Leave me alone!
Sorry, I can't leave you. You're on my list.
What do I care about your list? You're not a member of the selection committee.
Member or not, you still want to make it to the international track delegation list, right?
I won't make it to that list. I'm a loser.
Okay, if you say so. I'll just have to tell my winning secrets to other athletes who's courageous enough to win.
I know I can make it to the team. I've been practicing every day. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I've seen you practice, and I think you have a good chance. Otherwise, I wouldn't have approached you.
So what else do I have to do?
Visualize.
What do you mean by visualize?
You see, LJ, come here. You have to visualize your goal. You also have to visualize a systematic way of improving your sprint record, your throw record, and your jump record. In other words, you have to have a clear vision of breaking your own record.
But coach, how do I do that?
You know, for many years now, I've been using graphs to visualize my performance. Are you familiar with graphs?
I see them often in the newspapers, mostly in the business pages. I don't know how graphs can make me win the long jump.
Column graphs and circle graphs are two ways to display data. Column graphs compare information from several situations. The length of vertical, horizontal bars model the data. Let's take, for example, a country's public debt.
The vertical and horizontal axis shows scales of values. The interval on the vertical scale is 5 billion because each tick mark on the vertical axis represents 5 billion pesos.
Okay, but what about circle graphs?
Circle graphs compare information from a single situation that is broken down into parts. The sizes of wedge-shaped pieces model the sizes of its parts. Let's take, for example, a family's budget.
Each wedge-shaped sector shows as a percentage the portion of the family's budget used for each expense. The total of the expenses is 100%.
How do we know which one to choose?
The nature of the information determines whether a circle graph or a column graph is better. Consider this. Which type of graph, column or circle, would you choose to display the number of nations participating in each of the Summer Olympics from 1972 to 1992?
Column graph.
The distribution of the national budget?
Circle graph.
The distributions of religions in the Philippines.
Circle graph.
The amount of money spent on healthcare during the period of 1970 to 1990?
Column graph.
Correct!
But after graphing the data, what's the use?
We collect data and display it in graphs to answer questions, raise issues, or make a point. Take a look, for example, at this weekly magazine. They asked 1,000 people to judge the president's performance in office as poor, fair, good, or excellent.
An article showed the results in a circle graph. What information about the poll can you get by looking at the graph?
It appears that the people think that the president could still do better.
What do you think are some of the questions or issues that the news magazine editors might have been thinking about when they decided to collect the data and prepare the graph?
If I listen to the president herself on TV, she says the economy is fine. But with the result of this poll, maybe the editors are asking, is the president correct? Is the economy really in fine shape?
How many people in the poll rated the president's performance as poor, fair, good, or excellent?
Since the total of the circle is 100% and the number of people surveyed is 1,000, then 430 people think she's doing a fair job, 250 a good job, 180 a poor job, and 140 an excellent job.
Now, take a look at this bar graph from Sports Illustrated. What can you say about our event?
That's not true.
But I'm afraid you're looking at the truth.
Compared to other sports, track and field has the most number of participants. I guess this shows that we have more competitions compared to the rest.
With all these competitions that I'm joining, I believe I have to master your winning system.
Let's start visualizing a plan. This is a graph of a runner's workout. This is what I used when I won the major events in Korea in 1994.
You were there?
I was there.
Are you giving up? No!
Hey, give me some of that.
Not till we finish the next step.
You're not a coach. You're a torturer.
Thanks for the compliment.
So what's the next step?
Come over here. Because your body works overtime, you need an extra large amount of carbohydrate intake. Ice cream, for example, is a good source of carbohydrates.
How large is extra large?
Here, try this. I collected all the receipts of my ice cream purchases. And let's make a column graph to find out exactly how large is large. Let's make a table first. What is it comparing?
Purchases according to flavor.
What are the components of the column graph?
Axis and scale bars.
How do you pick what scale goes on what axis?
If flavors go on the horizontal axis, then purchases go on the vertical axis.
Now choose an interval and mark off a convenient scale on the axis that show the numbers.
I think I'll use an interval of 100.
If that is so, how thick do you make the bars?
Depends on the space I have on my paper.
Then what about the color and shade?
Since it's supposed to be displayed, I guess any color would be fine as long as it's visible and attractive.
Okay, now, label the items and give the graph a title.
Voila!
Let's go there.
Okay.
Let's talk about the competition. We must know who we are up against. Remember the 70,500,000 runners from Sports Illustrated? I've been researching the number of runners according to country. And here's the data.
Why do we need those data?
We have to go and train for at least 6 months in the countries where the most number of runners reside. That is, if you make it to the team.
You're not serious.
I am serious. Now get to work. Which will be better for this data? Circle graph. Okay, to create a circle graph, you first have to calculate the percentage for each nationality.
20,200,000 is 28.7% of 70,500,000. 10,300,000 is 14.6%. 5 million is 7.1%.
Now figure out the central angle measure for each sector. Use the percentages for each nationality and the fact that the full circle contains 360 degrees.
28.7% of 360 is 103 degrees. 14.6% is 52.6 degrees. 71% is 25.6 degrees.
Draw the circle with a compass.
That's it! We have to train in Spain, England, and the USA.
Where do we get the money to go there?
You're paying, of course. I'm your coach. I'm not your financier.
But I don't have that much money.
Now there lies your biggest problem. You think you've already lost without even trying to visualize the world of possibilities.
There's England, Spain, and the USA. I'll make it to the international team and use the prize money to train there.
Now that's positive visualization.
So, what's next?
The next will be analyzing trends. You have to study your performance, making sure that you do better each time. Let me show you. The best graph for analyzing trends is the line graph. In the line graph, line segments connect the data points. The overall direction of the graph describes a trend. Here, let's make a line graph of the records in my high jump.
In 1980, I jumped 20.18 meters. 1984, 20.24. 1988, 20.35. And in 1992, I reached my goal of 20.40 meters.
What general trend do you observe?
The direction or behavior of the line is rising.
What reasons can you give for the trend?
It only goes to show that your training system plus your determination has paid off.
Now, it's your turn to study your trend and visualize your goal.